Hey, welcome back to OTBN365, everyone. I'm Jeff from Jeff Needs Sports. This is Thursday, May 19th, 2022. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. And thanks for all your comments and support along the way. You guys are the best. So yesterday, Wednesday, for the middle of May, was a shockingly uh, active sports day. A lot of things happen. Most things happen, off the field. Not that you got the MLS going, you got the WNBA going, you got the NBA going, you got the NHL hockey playoffs going. Not that there's not a ton of things going on the field, but off the field, so to speak, was busy too. So yeah, we'll kind of get into it here. So the first thing, and I really thought this was the biggest story of the day. This is one of the, I mean, it's one of the biggest stories ever. You can't deny that. It's the equal pay for the men's and women's United States World Cup teams. And this is huge. Let's be honest, it's been the not that the men have fought it, but it's been the women fighting for this for years because they are the ones, with the discrepancy. So, they've been saying for a long time, like, this isn't right. Not only are we winning championships, not only are we winning cups, not only are we doing all this, but we're taking a much less percentage of the pay. So the federation came out and said they came to a collective bargaining agreement. It's going to be equal pay across the board, for both teams. They're going to pull the prize money, any prize money they win, men's or women's. They're going to split it. They're also going to upgrade, women's facilities and get them, up to the level of what the men's are. That's been a big part of this, is the training facilities. That wasn't all about money. A lot of it was about training. They're going to upgrade women's training facilities, which is just fantastic, it wasn't obvious. I mean, it's ridiculous because your argument can't be that, well, the women, don't bring in this and don't bring in that. And, the fans, and, that was the argument. Well, yeah, but how are they going to get to that level if they're constantly being held back by lesser training facilities and access to this and access to that? It's ridiculous, especially for how great and successful the United States women's soccer program has been for over 2 decades, 3 decades. It was a shame, and I hope this is a right that righted a wrong. And another great thing here, there's going to be $22 million in back pay to the women's side of things. So I have no problem with that either. They've earned it. They deserve it. This is a positive to me, and I'm glad it happened. So congratulations to the U.S. soccer in general. Like, this makes everything better. This doesn't take away from somebody and hurt somebody. This isn't a case of bringing somebody down. This is a case of, like, make the entire program better, men's and women's across the board. It's good for everything. So congratulations, US. You actually might have done something decent. Let's just say it for a second. The United States might have done something decent for a change. It's pretty cool. PGA Championship begins today on Thursday. Not much to say except for it's in Southern Hills. It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tiger Woods won there in 2007. Tiger Woods tees off. 46-year-old Tiger Woods tees off at a 9:11 at 9:11 a.m. this morning, Thursday morning, as you're listening. So that's awesome. This is literally someone that I've grown up with. We're the same age. He's slightly younger, and he's a legend. He's a sports legend. We all know about everything that he's put himself through and he's went through over the last decade. And it's just, we're at the point now to where, hey, Tiger's playing golf. I just thankful for it. I want to enjoy it. I hope he has a good, healthy tournament. I always hope he wins. I'm a unabashed Tiger Woods, fan, homer. Maybe not a fan. I'm not going to judge anybody's life. I understand that he's made steps and mistakes. I take that for what it is. On the course, always a Tiger Woods fan, always rooting for him. He's one of my favorite all time athletes. I'm glad he's out there playing still. And so that's today. And well, I'll have more updates throughout the week, but obviously the tournament hasn't started yet, so I don't have a lot to tell you. And then so what you're used to, yeah, they played an NBA game last night. So Golden State Warriors versus the Dallas Mavericks started their Western Conference playoff series, and just like everybody said, Dallas whooped Golden State. or not. Golden State came out and they looked like the Golden State of 2015, 16, 17. They were running around like bees out there. They were making big shots. They were rebounding. They were playing good defense. It was a classic effort. They really stepped up. They stepped it up, and this is what I noticed. Like, you just watch Steph Curry out there again, another legend that we're still watch play in real time. It's awesome. And Steph still just he finds a way to carry this chip on his shoulder. Like, you can just see it on his face, in the dances after the shots. And that stuff used to irritate me years ago. And now I watch him and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of getting it. This is a guy that you can clearly see watched everybody give Dallas their flowers for, 2 days, 3 days going into this. The talk has been nothing but about what are you going to do with Luka Doncic? And I'm sure, and you could just tell that Steph was like, man, I'm not gone yet. I'm not retired. And he came out and played with a fire and was running around. Had Brunson tied in knots out there. It was really impressive performance across the board from Golden State. That's what I noticed. Dallas just, Dallas I mean, I thought they would come in this, be a bigger team, kind of push them around a little bit, wear out Golden State. And I thought that early in this game, Golden State had like a 10-point lead in the first quarter, but I thought, was that it? I even tweeted it. Did they shoot their shot? Was this it? Were they going to give them everything they had? And then we'll see. And they looked, and then no. They got their second win in the second half and ran away with this thing. And basically what I said was, if you're going to get more rebounds, assists, and shots, you're gonna win most basketball games. And that's what they did. It was Golden State won 112 to 187 or to 87. Pardon my misspeak. They did not score 187 points. 112 to 87. Golden State wins. The story is, Doncic only 6 for 8 field goals, six for 18 field goals, 20 points. But the thing about it is he only gets 18 shots off, which means solid defense. And it wasn't just Draymond like covering him. It was a team defensive effort. Really impressive by Golden State. They've always been underrated for their defense. They were through their run. They still are now a great technical defensive team, and they did a great job last night. Brunson gets 16 shots off, 6 for 16. That's exactly what they want. They want Brunson 6 for 16 every night. They'll win this series if they get that out of him. It's needless to say, all the plus minus across the board are minus for Dallas. Just not a great offensive game for Dallas. At all. They shot, I believe they shot, let me see here. Got all kinds of stats up here, probably too many. They shot 36% for the game. It's not going to get you very far. Again, the Warriors shot 56% field goal for the game. It wasn't even the Warriors' best offensive game. That's what's scary. But the 3-point percentage for Dallas, which is what they, live and die with, 22%. So again, it was because of perimeter defense. This wasn't a team getting cold. This was perimeter defense and being harassed. The Warriors across the board, great games. I mean, it wasn't as much the points. Like, Curry has 21 points, but it was the way he did it. Poole comes in. I just love watching this Jordan Poole kid I'm sorry, I shouldn't call him a kid. This Jordan Poole man has been awesome. He scores 19, but 8 for 12 shooting. That just kills you when a guy comes off the bench. Gives you 26 minutes and 8 for 12 shooting. That buries the other team. They got a really good at least a 6-man lineup, 7-man lineup at Golden State that really is clicking right now. Thompson was a little better. I was pretty hard on him after the last series. He was a little better in this one. 7 for 13, 15 points, but he was pretty active, pretty good defensively. I don't think he's going to hold up for the series. I think he will come back to the pack. I believe that they will be able to expose him. So I'm by no means saying Dallas, is dead in this. I'm sticking with my pick. But Golden State they turned it up a notch. They executed, they turned it up. They're just a smart, well-coached basketball team. They did everything they needed to do. And again, I'll say it just like I said to Miami Heat last night. Is Dallas dead? No. But now Dallas has to win 4 of 6. Golden State has to win 3 of 6. Like, the math is hard to get by. I'll say the simplest, easiest, dumbest thing I could say. A win is huge in the NBA playoffs. Just get the win. There's just not a bad win. I'm sorry. So Golden State's a leg up, and now Dallas has to figure out how to win 4 out of 6 against a very, very good Golden State team, a much better Golden State team than I saw coming into this. So a couple other things that happened. Just real quick, we'll go through them here. Is the NCAA college football or the NCAA committee told college football that they're conference champs. Basically, the conferences can decide their championship game matchup however they want. That's essentially what they said. It doesn't have to be just the two division winners. Immediately, that had an effect. So it said it will relax its restrictions immediately. It didn't take long. The Pac-12 announced that starting this year, the conference title game will be the two highest winning percentages, which that's important because highest winning percentages means now you're bringing in your out of conference schedule into it. So it's that's what's big about this. You may lose two conference games, but you still may go to the championship game. So they're trying to get the two best teams, and I think that's the right thing to do because especially like a conference like the Pac-12 who's been down a little bit as far as the national title conversation for a while. You just want to get your best chance to get a team in the playoffs. And what does this do? You all know I'm an Ohio State fan. If you don't know I'm an Ohio State fan, you've literally never listened to my show. Did a great show with Locked On Buckeyes again coming out next week. Jay Stevens, shout out to Jay Stevens, big fan, great content creator out there. And this allows a team like Ohio State, like last year, like Ohio State would have went to that Big Ten championship game instead of Iowa, plain and simple. So that's what it's going to allow is their conference can try to get their best shot at their playoff team. So that's all that did. But still, it's another one of these rules that's like, duh. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Oh wait, you want to put the two best teams in the conference championship game? Oh wow, even if they're in the same side of the bracket. Oh wow, that's really really astronauts over there at the NCAA keeping up with this. That's a good rule. I like it, especially again. I'm an Ohio State fan. It only benefits teams like Ohio State. It only benefits the big boys. Speaking of the big boys in college football, this came across my bow late. I'm going to talk more about it through the week, but I want to leave it out there for everybody to listen to and everybody to talk about. Is that Nick Saban he was at a presser. I don't have. Let me see. He was at. I think it looked like kind of like a town hall meeting situation. I caught it really late, and I was like, "What did he just say?" And he actually said, we were number 2 in recruiting last year. Texas A&M was number 1, and straight up said, I'm quoting, they bought every one of their players. And I'm like, whoa, you talk about I'm serious. Like, when you have the greatest college football coach of all time deliberately saying a team, and I don't care. I understand the NIL, is legal now and all that, but when you say a team bought players, that has a ring to it. That has a connotation to it. That is an absolute direct. That's torpedo at Texas A&M program. And it's a side eye to the Alabama boosters. Like we were number 2 in recruiting. Wink, wink. Like this has always been Saban. At the same time, he's act like he plays like. He sits on his high horse and acts like he's playing we're doing it the right way. But what he's really saying is we need to learn how to do it the other way better. That's what that's what I hear. Anyway, that's a huge story. I don't even have enough time to get into all this, but I just wanted to put that out there because it happened and it's in the conversation, and I'm probably going to tweet something out about it today. So basically, Nick Saban saying, it's on. It is on but then he says in the same token, he says, my players only made $3 million last year, but they did it the right way. So now we're in a college football situation to where players on a college football team are making $3 million the quote unquote right way. It's amazing time we're living in, for sure. So, that's that. Let's see here real quick. Got to get you caught up on my passion, my NHL playoffs were. Apologize, everybody. Finals yesterday. The Hurricanes in overtime beat the Rangers. Of course, they beat the Rangers in overtime to take a 1-0 series lead. The Flames beat the Oilers 9-6. I would imagine 2 Canadian teams. Here's my hockey take for the day. Here is my hockey take for the day. I think 2 Canadian teams dislike each other. I bet the Flames and the Oilers is a heated hockey series, and they probably don't like each other. There's not a lot of Canadian teams left. And the Calgary Flames have a great logo. There you go. There's Jeff's hockey take for the day. Series Both series are 1-0, and Calgary Flames have a badass logo, and I don't think they like the Edmonton Oilers. There you go. So that's all the hockey news I got for you today, people. I know it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, a lot to digest. My NHL takes, but I joke about it, but the playoffs are awesome. And next week at this time, we're going to be talking about awesome game sixes and get game sevens and all these things. It's exciting, but truth being told, it is they are doing a great job. MLS, was hot last night. I don't know much about the MLS, but it's a good league. So watch the MLS. WNBA is kicking. A lot of great things in sports, and I'm just here to bring you some of it. I appreciate your time today. I appreciate you spending anytime you can devote any portion of your day to me. I really appreciate it. Things are going well over here. So that's OTBN365 for the day. Remember, go check out all the content creators over at Off the Ball Network.